Iceman, the X-Man that can freeze stuff. Yes, he can freeze stuff by touching it. He can shoot kind of bolting freeze rays from his hands, and of course his most extreme thing, he can turn himself completely into ice. But what's old Mr. 37 degree body temperature Colin? How am I going to replicate that? Well, of course, I have a plan. Now, my first thought was CO2. I kind of used this in the freezer wave, and it did sort of work, but if you get a glass, put it there, and then kind of blast it with CO2. Now, as impressive that looks, it kind of chucks out dry ice, which is very nice. You get a nice little bit of it there. There it is, sort of thinks it in there. Now that's all very well, but this is X-Men. This guy freezes stuff just by touching it. So I kind of want my little adaptation to work a bit quicker than that. So, although that looks kind of interesting, we need something that's a little bit colder than that, don't we? Some liquid nitrogen. This stuff's a bit better, minus 192 degrees. So, what will happen if we pour liquid nitrogen into the water? Let's have a crack. There you go. Look at that. Nice and smoky. There we are. Now, rather than it just freezing around the top of the glass, it's completely frozen like the top 10 mil of water inside it, which is a lot better. So, I reckon this is the stuff. Okay, here's the plan. We're going to get some liquid nitrogen, store it in like a backpack, and then we'll have a tube coming out, come down my arm and out to like my wrist or my palm of my hand, so I can be like, boom, free stuff. Now then, how are we going to store it? Well, the dewars, which I must admit cost a blooming fortune, are basically just giant thermos flasks. So we'll get a flask, we're going to make a little adapter to the top, and then the difficulty is like pumping it, because you can't like stick a normal pump on it, it just freezes it, it breaks everything, they seize up, it's no good. Think simple. We're going to make a little adapter for the top here, have a dip tube which will go all the way to the bottom of the thermos flask, and then we'll literally just put a bit of air in the top like compressed air, and it will force the liquid nitrogen down, up the dip tube, down the tube, out to my palm of wrist, boom! Iceman! Now, what do we need to do? Make a little adapter for the top. Let's get on it.
Got twisted, trying to fantasize. I miss the innocence of my youth more than the life itself, and the answers I couldn't bear to find. Well, I hope he's died, not just put aside. I never felt so responsible.
Excellent, and after all that, it leaked. It appears there's not enough room for screws and an O-ring in the top of a flask. So, I've made a stainless steel one. I can weld this to the top of the flask, and that's probably a better job. Now, just to explain what these outlets are, we've got compressed air in, we've got to be able to fill it up, and of course, we've got the liquid nitrogen to come out of it. Now, next thing we're going to need in my backpack is a source of compressed air. So for that, we're going to use this. A wonderful piece of stainless! Yeah, basically, we're going to make a separate reservoir. So we'll do it similar size to the flask. Cut it off, cap it off, stick a regulator valve and an inlet valve. Then the pressure in here will go through a solenoid valve, can push the liquid nitrogen out, down the tube, out to my hand, bang! Iceman. That's the next job. Chop and weld, chop and weld, chop and weld it all up.
not just put aside. I never felt so responsible.
Pretty cool. So we've got our compression cylinder, which we can fill with air. I was thinking we could actually put CO2 in it if we like. Through the regulator valve, round this tube, down through the solenoid valve, push the liquid nitrogen out, boo, Iceman. Now, this leads us on to the next job. Okay, so I've got to take the liquid nitrogen from the backpack down to the palm of my hand. Just pump it down a tube, I said. In reality, ooh. So I conducted a little experiment, poured some liquid nitrogen down a tube, and well, it kind of did the obvious really. It froze it, went super rock hard and brittle, which is no good. If I'm sticking my arm out to try and freeze something, I'd like to still be able to move it around a little bit and not get stuck in whatever position that turns out to be. So, need a different material, something that can take the minus 192 degrees and still remain flexible. And it turns out that material is motorbike brake line. Seems to be able to do the job. No idea why, but it works. Let's go with that.
And now, polystyrene and X-ray specs with Jeffrey Adolescence.
Right, that's got my tubes. That can either like kind of come under my shoulder and hook under my wrist, or we can try and route it through my safety shirt and do it like that way. Now, when I did X-Men Pyro, I had the flame throwing nozzle kind of mounted around about here, but I'm thinking this one wants to be a little bit different. I'm going to try and get it to come out the palm of my hand. So I'm going to make something which can kind of slip past my hand just there. So this cable will kind of come around there on a little spray nozzle, so it can be like and actually come out my hand rather than my wrist. My little nozzle done, that will sit there on the palm of my hand. Now, next thing we need to do is something to kind of keep it there, fix it in, and also protect my skin, because like, you know, when you see people lick lampposts in the cold, which people don't normally do, but if they do, their tongue will stick to it. That's kind of the same thing that will happen with that, because that pipe's going to get like proper cold. So I need to make a bit of a protection for the palm of my hand as well.
Do you see yourself? Do you see yourself on a TV screen?
So here we are, here's my final thing. Now, arriving at this concept was a little bit tricky. I tried many other things, putting them on gloves and stuff and bits and bobs like that, but it was all just a little bit down, boy. So, I've got this little stainless band. It's got like a neoprene liner to stop it freezing and sticking to my skin. You can put your hand through there. Now, you could wear a glove, of course, but just wearing one glove would be a little bit nah. So, now as far as controlling it's concerned, rather than on the pyro system of me having like a big switch on the back that my wrist clicked into, I've embedded a little tilt sensor underneath this heat shrink. So when my hand's like that, nothing. Lift up, freeze! Nothing. Lift up, freeze! Yes, so that's the next job, is make something for the little cable here, which I've put on the end, connect into a little box of a battery, and to wire it, control the solenoid. Excellent! Very neat.
Setting off the fireworks when you were so young. Thank you, Polystyrene. Thank you, Polystyrene, for singing the songs and flicked the switch and turned us on. Thank you, Polystyrene. We were germ-free adolescents. Cleanliness was
just got to tidy it up, polish it up, and then either stick it in a backpack or kind of give it straps itself. I don't know, I've not decided yet. Now, give a little demo. I've charged it up with air. So if you can imagine, we're ready to freeze something. Let's turn it on. And then you're like, bow! Bow! Yes! I'd say that's a win. Now then, next video, of course, we will fill it up with liquid nitrogen, and then try and freeze stuff. That'll be available in this video down here when it's uploaded. But if you can't wait till then, want to see me make other X-Men modifications, up here we've got fully automatic Wolverine claws, making magnetic shoes, and wrist-mounted flamethrowers. Boom! Subscribe, don't miss the next video. See you there! Liquid nitrogen.